Hi everyone, Carol Neal here from Experience Connections, and I'm excited to bring you video 3 of launching your Experience Connections location. We talked in the first 2 about inviting people and getting excited, setting your date and starting to invite people in the different ways that you could do that by emailing and setting up your Facebook event or phoning them. And of course, you're going to be inviting people in person and meeting people out and about and having your invitation to hand out. So lots of ways you can do that. But we also mentioned that you need to confirm the reservation. Here's the big secret. Confirm means they've paid, okay? You want to set this up as a business. You need to go ahead and get your expenses taken care of up front. You want to make sure that the people are coming have paid in advance. That's very important when you're going to be out there shopping for food the day before or whatever that, in your supplies, that you're taking care of yourself as well. And this is a business event and they are expected to pay. So you've heard from these different ways. Here's what's going to happen once you've got the information out there and you've got your live event and you're starting to invite. You're actually going to have somebody tell you in person that I'd like to come, may I come? And you're going to make sure that their industry, is okay, and they might hand you a cash or check. You're going to have people that are going to just all of a sudden pay online, even though you've probably said, contact me first to see if your seat is available. Some people will just show up from your event from the Experience Connections website where you set it up, and you'll see a payment with an email address only come in. You may or may not know who that person is. And if you've set up your Facebook event on the open page, like we suggested, you're also going to have people that are going to start RSVPing there that may or may not also go in through your link, which you've put on your Facebook event under tickets available, and paid. So you're going to have all these different things happening. What do you do with all this information coming at you? Well, what I like to do is I keep what I call my working list. It's kind of like my little Bible I keep with me for my XC. And I happen to do mine on my iPad mini under the notes function. You can do it if you want to just carry a little notebook and keep it handwritten, or you're on your tablet, on your phone. You might have a super duper application to do it in, but you always want to have with you, wherever you are, because you never know when the opportunity is going to strike, a list of who you're expecting, who's already paid, and who's told you they're coming or RSVP'd for your meetings. And I put several dates on that list out because people may say, oh man, I would have loved to come this month, but I can't. When is your next one? Oh, it's such and such. Put me down for that date. And you're gonna say, that's great, that's wonderful. Don't have a jewelry person that day. Would love to have you join us. But I will send you the link where you go to confirm if you're out and about. So that's the whole thing. You're starting this working list with your dates. So now comes the part where I call it, working your little funnel of getting everybody moved from they've expressed interest, that they want to come, they said hold that date, but now actually getting them confirmed, and that's when they're going to be paid. So what can have happened if they've just come in and they've actually already paid, but you don't know who they are? You're going to respond immediately from that email that came in and send them email back. I am so excited about your interest in our XC dinner or lunch on such and such, looking forward to meet you. Please go ahead and tell me your full name if you didn't get that, your company website, phone number, address. I'll need this information for the roster, and let me be sure I can confirm your seat. So you're going to get that dialogue opening up and get that phone number, whatever you need for it coming back. Now, if they have just gone on and maybe they've just RSVP'd on Facebook, but you haven't seen the payment come back in, again, as soon as they're coming on, now you can send it back and say, now, if you don't know them, do a little research first. This is a great time. If they've sent you that invitation, send them a friend, go on their page, send them a friend request, see if you can figure out, what company they're with. Tracy and I, through Atlanta Business Spotlights, have a whole series, a training series. One of the things we teach is letting people know what you do on social media, so it is easy to figure out what your industry is and what your company is, even if you have a personal Facebook and a business Facebook, that you can make that link. But if they haven't done that and you don't know the person, you might again have to reach out. So excited, that gotten your confirmation that you're coming to our event, but need a little bit more information to confirm it. Please send me, and then you ask for the information to come back. If they've just done the RSVP and they haven't paid, great, and I'm delighted, so glad you're coming, holding the spot for you right now, but I need you to confirm it to secure the seat. So, and then you send it back and you give them the link, your little link, your experienceconnections.com / with your location name that comes up in the URL, and you're going to send them right to your link to pay and have that taken care of. And I always like to end it with, if your plans have changed and you cannot join us, please let me know immediately so I can release that spot to somebody else. Lots of times people just get excited and they're just going to say they're coming, and something happens, they haven't even checked their calendar and they can't do it. If you wait until a couple days before and you're expecting that person to be there and just hoping that payment comes in, they may already know they can't come, and you could have been talking to someone else in their industry. If for some reason you're talking to someone and they can't come, they've got a team of people, if they're direct sales, it's always great to say, I'm so sorry you can't make it on that date, but do you have anybody else from your team that could come and represent you? Or who do you know in that area? So the last thing is on your Facebook is the interested. It used to be where they said maybe, and now it says interested. So what you can do when that happens is, I will also go ahead, and the way I'm doing this is you just go down that list and you hit the message, because it's going to bring up the whole list of who's coming, who said they're coming, and who's interested, and hit the private message right from that, and just say, I'm so delighted that you've shown interest in coming to my event. You know, hoping that you can join us. You can confirm it by, you know, paying at this link, or confirming your, I like to say registering at this link, and sending me your following, the website, the phone number, the email address, all the information that you need. So you're continuously working this, you know, keep an eye on it every few days on your Facebook. You know, you're transferring the people. Now, once they've paid, go ahead. I don't always do this myself, but I tell you, you know, this is what I said. This is the best way to do it. Go ahead, and as soon as they've paid, it's confirmed, you've got that seat locked down for them, put it in your roster. That is on your leader admin page, where you go down to setting up your roster. Go ahead and put the information in that you have. Even if you don't have all their information back yet that you're going to need for the roster, get their name, their company name. You'll have at least that to know that you've told them they can come. And get that information on there, so you're not the night before or the morning of trying to build that and get all that information. You're building your roster as you go. So that's a good idea to have that, and then you can just, you know, make yourself a little check mark on your working list that you've moved them over to that spot. Do you see what I'm saying about a funnel? You're moving all this public through all these different ways of getting into it, down when you figure who is actually confirmed. Now, important notice, if it's not just you, if you have a co-leader, I'm so blessed I have a co-leader, Susan Hendricks, for our Alpharetta Milton location, and what we do is we both invite. We both have written invitations, we're both promoting on social media, but what she will always do is she sends it back to me, and she sends them to me and says, you need to contact Carol and make sure that your spot is available before you pay. So you need one person who's getting those notifications from the website that the payment's been made, and who's actually responsible for making that final list and saying, yes, you know, we have this one person can come, because you don't want to both be out there, and it could actually happen, you know, the same day, and you're both telling an It Works person, for example, yeah, great, you can come, go tell me, you know, and you can come. And then somebody has to be the bearer of bad news that now you're overbooked. So that's my little tidbit for that. It's moving the people from the general invite to actually continuously reaching out, confirming, tell them how excited you are that they're coming, and keep reminding them. You will send a confirmation email last thing a couple days before the meeting with all the details, with your agenda, what they need to know if they're first timers, asking if they have any dietary restrictions. All that's in your checklist. You guys have got this. Your launch is going to be fantastic because you took the time to go through the steps, and we can't wait to see you there.